Hey everybody, it's Andrew and welcome back to Highway Blast. From the last we left off, they found gold, and now Mariah found it too, because it's just fucking sitting there, out in the open, and I blame Marina. I feel kind of bad for that now, actually. Kinda. What is this? What is what? The thing on the counter? It almost looks like... Oh, that? It's just gold, you know. That's the piece of the treasure we found. Yeah, right, you're kidding. She chuckles. She stops. She is kidding, right? I have a devious thought and crack an equally devious smile. No, she's telling the truth. 100%. You know, your urge to get back at her is gonna fuck you in the... You know... Alright, my arm around Mariah and bring her close. Joseph and Tess shoot to their alarmed glances. We found it last night. With your equipment. She stands there, stupefied. No, that's impossible. You're lying. Really now. Hey, Marina, why don't you tell her about it? Sure thing! Oh, for fuck's sake. She doesn't know any better. It started yesterday after you met. Amber looked like a journal again, and I thought that might be the smaller rocks than the bigger ones. They're called dikes, I think. Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, it turns out she was right. Mariah looks down, muttering to herself. But how? Why wouldn't he just hide her in the mountain? It doesn't make sense. If he was going back to Missouri... Her voice diminishes until her words are reduced to lip flaps. Like a mad scientist trying to figure out a complex equation, she retreats into her own little world. Mariah? You broke her. A smidge of sympathy buds inside me. I look at Joseph and Tess. Even they look a little shocked. Is she gonna be okay? I honestly don't know. Tess approaches Mariah, who is still whispering. Stop it, it's too cute. Tess approaches Mariah, who is still whispering nonsense under her breath. Nonchalantly, Tess hops in front of her, her hand reaching upwards, trying to wave in front of Mariah and bring her back to our world. No response. Tess pulls Mariah's arm skyward, then allows him to flop down to her side. Still no response. She's... Fucking idiot. You know, we've been looking for that treasure since we were kids. Joseph steps up at the counter and stares into the box. Never expected someone else to find it before us. That's more than I can say. I didn't even think it existed. There's that, too. He sighs, and with a shrug, cracks a smile. Well, good job anyway. You ladies seem cool, so if it couldn't be us, at least it was you. You guys want to stick around? I can tell you more about it. He looks at Mariah. Somehow, I don't think that would be healthy for her. Or you. He grabs Mariah by the shoulders and begins pushing towards the exit. Just beep, beep, beep. Just... Come on, Mariah, let's go make you a nice cold michelada. You two can keep the equipment. Think of it as an apology gift. Because cheaply made tools I can get any hardware store of equal value to a car. You have gold now. They're almost out of the motorhome and Mariah flips and rushes back. Yeah, okay. Hold on a minute, thief! You still gonna play... You're still gonna play that line, aren't you? She looks me straight in the eyes, her expression returned to that of a piercing hawk. You just have beginner's luck. You might have found the first piece, but I promise you, me and my team will find the rest. She extends a hand and smirks. I pause for a moment, and grab it and offer a smirk of my own. You're on. Marina and Joseph both let out a sigh of relief, as if they'd just witnessed the signing of a peace treaty. It's an it's a ceasefire. It's not even, it's only temporary. Well, guess it takes care of that. Now, let's get out of here and go back to a proper base. Oh, fuck, the last jab. Are you going to drink until you feel better again, sis? Oh! Shut up! Did Mom teach you any manners? You always said Mom is an airhead ditz who wasn't no good advice for a good man if it been on the butt. I love the little sister. She's fucking awesome. Oh yeah. Sorry for the trouble, ladies. See you down the road. Joseph pulls the door closed. Marina and I stay put as the bickering of the trio fades into the distance. Are you serious? About what? The treasure. You told Mariah that you were going to find the rest. If you would just be nice and wouldn't leave now, that's fine too. You've already done a lot for me. She cast her eyes downward to hide her emotions, but I know better by now. And let you keep all the treasure for yourself? Hell no. Her eyes bounced back. Besides, someone's gotta keep you from getting yourself into trouble. Wait, what you mean is, someone needs to try to keep her from being her. May as well be me. Oh, don't pretend like you don't enjoy it to some degree. For real? But you don't have the festival. Don't you have the festival to go to? It's still a little while away. I wanted to do some sightseeing anyway. Marina launches forward. Before I can sidestep, she tackles me with the force of a gold-filled freight train. Yeah. I didn't even try to resist. It's futile in the grace of Marina's hugs. Thank you, 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 thank you. Actually, I probably owe you an apology. She cocks her head and looks up at me. I look away, my bashful side taking over. Well, you know I kept saying I wasn't real and stuff. Hey, don't worry about it. Most people wouldn't have given me the time of day. Yeah, but... Relax. Just figure out the rest of... just figure out where to go next. Just do it, bitch. Get on it now. Get on it. Find the rest of me at gold. I smile. We walk to the front of the RV and take our seats, grabbing the journal from the glove department. Never heard that way of saying it before. I flip it open. I glance over the second to last entry. Key phrases like split path, detour, and acres of identical arched stone throw my brain into the deep end, drowning me in dizzying puzzles before I've ever even fully read it. Marina peeks over, trying to decipher the entries with me, having no better luck. A speck of inadequacy crawls up inside me, and I quickly flip to the next entry before Marina notices I'm stuck. I'll deal with that later. For now, I'll just narrow this down. Much has happened since my last entry, so let me waste no time in beginning. As I mentioned previously, I had begun to develop a cough of sorts during my travels. At the time, I thought nothing of it, just a result of being overexposed to the elements. After all, a handsomely rugged and worldly man such as myself should be used to such things. But I digress. Shit, she wasn't kidding. He really is a insufferable asshole. Unfortunately, the more I continued under the blazing sun, the more my condition worsened, until finally my body gave out. The last thing I remember is falling off of my steed. Sometime later, I awoke next to a fire with my horse nearby. I myself could not move as I was held down by illness and sweat, but I was reassured by a man sitting across from me. Upon further inspection, I realized he was a native of this land. I had several encounters with people of this sort during my time on the wagon trail, so naturally I was suspicious and fearful for the remainder of my gold. However, the man said he had no interest in such things. A dry, quiet fellow, the man told me his name was Lamasi, and that I was in a canyon that his people occupied, although they have been driven to a different segment of it some years back. His English was quite fluent, and when I inquired, he said he had learned from settlers as a boy. Over the next several days, Lamasi would nurse him back to health. We would never stray too far, as he preferred looking after his estranged tribe from a distance, but I was able to explore portions of his home. Eventually, I stumbled upon a long-ruined home built into a cave on the side of the mountain. According to Lamasi, there are many more like it, though they originally belonged to enemies of his ancestors. It was then that I realized where I would leave the next portion of my bounty. On my last day with him, I informed Lamasi of my plans, where he casually promised to guard it for me until I returned. But before I left, he pointed me in the direction of a sacred landmark, one so giant and huge it would simultaneously be a conspicuous and inconspicuous hiding place. With that knowledge, I bid farewell to my new friend and trusted the gold in his care. Perhaps I will reward him with some of it on the return trip. You're my Lamasi, Amber! Okay. Suddenly my chest feels like a hummingbird is fluttering around in it. Aww. I shift my eyes away from her smile and hide my face. Thanks. When you strip away the circumstances, I guess I did save and protect her like that Lamasi guy did with the miner. A gorge is like a canyon, right? Oh, Jesus. Marina leans in closer and points to the entry, strands of her soft hair tickling my cheek. I scoot back and power through it, taking a sharp breath to recollect myself. Basically, yeah. Marina nearly springs out of her seat in a burst of realization, her head an inch away from smacking into the ceiling. Oh my god! Does that mean we get to go to the Grand Canyon? We get to go to the Grand Canyon, Amber? Not unless history decides to rewrite itself. There are lots of canyons and ruins. One of them is the Grand Canyon, but most of them have been cleaned out for hundreds of years. I choked out a groan. Indian ruins aren't exactly rarities around here. Maybe the other issue wasn't so bad after all. So we're looking for a place that was still being used in the 1850s. Marina hunkers down and thinks with me, wrinkles forming on her forehead as she tries to strain out an answer. I'm pretty sure she doesn't even know where to start, but hey, at least she tried, yep. A for effort, you know, it's the best she can do. Well, there is one place. Marina hardly gets a breath out before I crush her dreams again. Aww. Well, no joyfulness, not yet. Not the Grand Canyon. She slinks back into a chair and quietly pouts. It's still in Arizona, but it's a different place. Canyon Chelly. The Navajo weren't chased out until 1863, so the timing isn't too screwy. Place is loaded with ruins, too. Oh, aren't they Puebloan ruins? My flow of information stops. She knows what I'm talking about? She can actually pronounce it? Yeah, I had trouble for a split second there, like, did I? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm surprised you know that. So am I. Yep, I've been reading some of those travel guides lying around. Super interesting. Those things must be as old as I am by now. I didn't have the heart to throw them away when I was cleaning everything out. Hey, that's how I did it. It's the best way to learn. Anyway, Canyon Chelly is pretty damn close to here. She gasps. So it might have lined up with the treasure Rudy took. With the Rudy took. Well, I can't be 100% positive, but... I close my eyes and snap the book shut. The air between the pages puffing out at us. Then, with one eye open, shoot Marina a grin. I'm pretty sure. Yay! Arizona's highways are infamously boring. Nothing but hills, up, down, there's nothing interesting to look at. Both sides of the road are smothered in nondescript shrubs. It's a part of the country where you just zone out and drive on autopilot. When we finally see a sign for the town of Chinle right next to a canyon, it feels like we're approaching the promised land. Marina looks up from the book she's reading just in time to miss the sign. Was that it? Are we there yet? Nah, 40 miles to go still, so about half an hour. She makes it sound like a pop balloon and goes back to reading. Just deflates. We take an exit to a tiny, and a tiny excuse for a town, one of those places that has a gas station and a few old houses. Yeah, I know the type. It's like a monopoly where you buy up all the property you can, even though it's not that great. Money, bitches? This is it? Marina repeats her earlier question as I slow down to turn left. Nope, almost. I don't even know what this place is called. She makes the pop balloon noise again, but leaves the book closed. When we finally reach Chinle, it's pretty obvious. This is the first real town we've seen in hours. The outskirts are industrial, dominated by what I assume are factories. A pair of stray dogs lope along the side of the road, hungry and lean. Marina makes a sound of sympathy, pressing her face against the glass as we pass them. I'm kind of the same way, yeah. Hey, Amber. We're not getting a dog. She already has one. Her name is Marina. But they're so cute! We could dress them up in a bandana and... No way. I've never gotten with people when I dress up their pets like people. Yes, thank you. I call it animal cruelty. It's cute. It's horrible. Marina pouts. I figured she was just joking, but she didn't actually think I would get her a dog, right? It seems that all is forgiven by the time I pull into a gas station. She's bouncing in her seat with her usual enthusiasm. Or maybe it's her bladder. My second guess must have been correct, because as soon as I shut off the engine, she darts out of the RV and into the store. While she does that, I fuel up. No telling what's the next gas station. Could be 100 miles. And this thing drinks gas like a thirsty dog drinks water. By the time I finish, Marina still has it back, so I lock up and head inside. Podunk as hell. The store is devoid of other customers. It's unremarkable with the usual selection of candy, chips, and overpriced beef jerky. I'm not hungry, just passing time. Soon, Marina trots out of the bathroom, glancing around. She hops back and heads over. She spots me and heads over. Want anything? Duh. Let's see. Duh. As long as I got you for my human wallet, better use you. I leave her to agonize over the candy bars while I flip through some of the travel brochures beneath the window. There are a couple that came to Chile, which is our destination just up the road. There are flyers for other Arizona attractions too, including the non-local ones. Of course, there are a few brochures for the Grand Canyon, plus a couple must-see sites in Phoenix, the capital. There's even an ad for a novel just called The Thing in Tucson, but that's far away. Okay, I'm ready. And I'm going to call the episode here, actually. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.